Sri Krishna says in the Gita that, when, like the tortoise, which withdraws its limbs from all sides, he withdraws his senses from the sense objects, then his wisdom becomes steady. The abstinent man still remembers the thoughts or pleasures those things brought with him. Only when the real Atman glitters, then those thoughts disappear. Thoughts and Associations Sankhya Yoga, Chapter 2 of Gita. Avoiding the association of things does not eradicate the thoughts associated with it. It really takes years for it. A container containing jasmine, when flowers are removed, still smells, as the same way. The senses, after withdrawn, thoughts are still associated and try back to get connected and produce old actions. The abstinent man who believes that Atman is different from the body and real purpose is realization will be truly successful in removing those thoughts. The one trying without this understanding will lose and return to the old associations. There might be 3 types of land. One contains many weeds, another is clean with no vegetation, and another with only good vegetation. If the land is clean, weeds normally grow. We must try to remove evil weeds from the mind and uproot them completely. Growing good things, such as spiritual practices, and continuing them consistently is the key. If we sit idle, something will eventually come and accommodate. Faculty of mind runs through touch and contact. Staying away from external objects will bring focus to the mind. This powerful yearning over the years will guide further steps. In the sacrificial fire, it is evident when the fire recedes when we stop adding ghee. We know desire has no limits. Senses are essential to do sadhana. So, we either arrest them or use them in the proper good direction. If not, it automatically runs to its own fancies. Sri Krishna says that, having restrained them all, he should sit steadfast, intent on me, his wisdom is steady, whose senses are under control. The one who withdraws all his senses from worldly intentions must keep the mind fixed on the Lord. When his senses are controlled, his intelligence is steady as well. This is very important. All intentions are created only in the mind. In the same mind, the knowledge to withdraw from those intentions also occurs. This is really true, isn't it? All intentions are created only in the mind. In the same mind, the knowledge to withdraw from those intentions also occurs. The learner knows that and is not perturbed. The mind must communicate between the senses and intelligence to liberate oneself. How to fix the mind in the Lord then? The rishis and acharyas have given several thoughts over and given us the Atma Aradhana. We can practice this anywhere, anytime. All the great devotees connected to the Lord only by doing this special worship of love in their minds. Not only did they do daily worship, but they also sat and used their bhavana sakti and imaginations and merged with the Lord. They dreamed of connecting the mind with the Lord constantly and consistently dwell on the Lord, without any disturbances, like an undisturbed oil flowing in the form of Shravanam, listening like Parikshit, Kirtanam, singing by Narada and Mirabai, Vishnusmaranam, contemplating on Vishnu by Prahlada, Padisvanam, serving his lotus feet, Sri Mahalakshmi, Vandanam, salutation by Akurar. Archanam, worship without bhava or involvement is useless. Any one of us, if we really do with the connection of the Lord sitting in front of us. Dasyam, servitude, Hanuman. Sneham, friendship, Arjuna. Atmanivedinam, self-surrender, Mahabali Chakravarthi. The Lord resides within us, the rishis and acharyas believe to the core. We must believe too. We must use our senses to listen, sing, and worship. Only when one knows the attributes of the Lord will one start loving him. The magic of bhajans melts the mind as it is like a snake, so the worship must involve the bhavana. If we attend any Punyakala Aradhana, we can see the acharyas of the holy mutt do the Aradhana dedicatedly, thinking that the Lord is in front of them. They won't make any mistakes, they will keep the place clean as though a real person is coming to attend. They ask for forgiveness when they make mistakes here and there. They will purify themselves for each and every act before they proceed. Their hands won't touch other parts of their body. Slowly, our consistent devotion will make us see the Lord right there in his real form. Such meticulous worship is considered a bhavana. Next is meditation. This needs imagination too. We use imagination to please our minds for varied reasons. The mind finds happiness when you close your eyes and dream of being in a beautiful place with your beloved. The mind can be trained by dwelling with the Lord. We can contemplate sitting next to the Lord meditating, serving his feet, doing salutations, doing aradhana, serving with varieties of food to eat, serving water and other liquid delicacies, being friend talking to him, or surrender at his feet, meditating that his feet above our head all the time. This has nothing to do with where we are. Madhvacharya, in his Bhasya, says that when one avoids associating with things, only the senses are controlled, but not the love for them. Even that withdrawal of love towards those sensual pleasures comes only through the grace of the Lord. It is challenging to control the tongue even when you control all other senses. Both controls of senses and Atmadarshana are interconnected. When your senses are controlled, you attain steady intelligence. When you think of objects related to the senses, you are more attached to them. That attachment brings anger as it has a fear of losing that. Some people associate and remember the touch, smell, and sounds that remind the past, and that brings more attachment to the objects repeatedly. They get angry when their desires are not fulfilled. The best way is to remove the object. The best way is to remove the object itself.